Imagine this. You're standing in the middle of a vast empty desert, the sun just beginning to dip below the horizon. The sky is a brilliant canvas of orange and purple. It's quiet, almost too quiet. Then, you see it. It's not a bird. It's not a conventional plane. It's a shape, a silhouette that simply shouldn't be able to fly. A massive black triangular boomerang gliding silently across the sky, looking for all the world like it's just popped over from another galaxy. It doesn't roar past you with the deafening thunder you'd expect. No, it just appears. A dark angel, a slice of pure menace cutting through the air with an eerie grace before melting back into the twilight. That, my friends, is the Northrop Grumman B-2 Spirit, and it is absolutely, brilliantly, terrifyingly real. Now you might be thinking it looks like something a Hollywood designer cooked up after watching too many sci-fi films. And you wouldn't be wrong, its shape is utterly alien. It has no tail fin, no traditional fuselage body, no separate wings sticking out from the sides. It is, quite simply, one enormous, sweeping wing. This design is called a flying wing, and it's a concept that has fascinated aircraft engineers for over a century. The problem was always stability. Without a tail to keep it pointing forward, early flying wings had a rather nasty habit of wanting to tumble out of the sky. But the B-2 cracked the code, using a brain more powerful than any a pilot could possess. This isn't just about looking cool, though it certainly does that. Every single curve, every angle, every panel on the B-2 is there for one reason and one reason only: to be invisible. Not to the human eye, of course, but to the electronic eyes of enemy radar. It's designed to slip through the most advanced air defense networks on the planet without anyone ever knowing it was there until it's far too late. It's the ultimate burglar, the ghost in the machine, able to go anywhere and do anything without ringing the doorbell. It represents a leap in technology so profound that even decades after its first flight, it still looks like it belongs to the future. The first time people saw this thing, they genuinely didn't know what to make of it. Is it a UFO? A secret government experiment gone rogue? The truth is almost more incredible. It's a piece of human engineering, a testament to what happens when you give a team of brilliant minds a seemingly impossible task and a budget the size of a small country. They created a machine that defies convention, a predator that hunts from the shadows of the electromagnetic spectrum. It's a masterpiece of function over form, where the form itself becomes a thing of breathtaking, intimidating beauty. It's less of an aircraft and more of a statement. A very quiet, very powerful statement. So how does this colossal machine perform its vanishing act? It's not magic, it's just jaw-droppingly clever science. Think of radar like this. An air defense station shouts a radio wave into the sky. When that wave hits a normal plane, it bounces right back, and the station gets a clear ping, telling them the plane's location, speed, and direction. It's like throwing a tennis ball against a wall. The B-2, however, is not a wall. It's a collection of carefully angled surfaces designed to be the worst tennis partner imaginable. When a radar wave hits the B-2, it doesn't bounce back to the source. Instead, its shape deflects the waves away in all sorts of other directions, like a diamond scattering light. But the shape is only half the story. The other, arguably more brilliant part is the B-2's skin. It's coated in a top-secret material known as a radar-absorbent material, or RAM. This stuff is incredible. Instead of just deflecting the radar waves, it actually soaks them up and converts their energy into a tiny bit of heat, much like how black tarmac gets hot on a sunny day. So, any radar energy that isn't scattered by the bomber's shape gets absorbed by its skin. The result is a radar return signal so small, it's said to be about the size of a large bumblebee. Trying to find a B-2 on a radar screen is like trying to find one specific insect in the middle of a thunderstorm. Good luck with that. Even the engines are hidden. On a normal jet, you can see the big, round engine intakes and the fiery exhaust nozzles at the back. These are massive radar reflectors and heat sources. The B-2's 4 General Electric engines are buried deep inside the wing. The air intakes are S-shaped ducts on top of the wing, masking the spinning fan blades from radar below. The hot exhaust is cooled and mixed with cold air before being vented over the top surface, making it incredibly difficult for heat-seeking missiles to get a lock. It's a masterclass in thermal management, hiding its own heat signature from prying eyes in the sky and on the ground. All of this technology is controlled by a ridiculously advanced fly-by-wire computer system. Because the flying wing shape is inherently unstable, a human pilot simply couldn't react fast enough to keep it level. The B-2's computers make thousands of tiny adjustments every second to surfaces on the trailing edge of the wing, called elevons, to maintain smooth, stable flight. The pilot tells the computer where they want to go, and the computer figures out how to do it without falling out of the sky. It's this fusion of radical aerodynamics, exotic materials, and immense computing power that makes the B-2 the ghost it is. It's not just one trick, it's a whole symphony of them playing in perfect harmony. Step inside the B-2, and you won't find a bustling flight deck like in a B-52. The cockpit is a surprisingly compact, high-tech bubble designed for just two people: the pilot, who sits on the left, and the mission commander on the right. There are no classic yokes or columns. Instead, each crew member has a simple control stick, much like in a fighter jet. The dashboard is a sea of glass screens. Multi-function displays that can show anything from flight data and navigation maps to targeting information and the health of the aircraft systems. It's a clean, almost sterile environment, designed for maximum efficiency and minimal distraction during what can be incredibly demanding missions. Now here's the kicker. A B-2 mission can last a very, very long time. We're not talking about a quick hop across the channel. We're talking about flights that can last over 30 or even 40 hours. That's nearly 2 full days sealed inside a cockpit. To make this possible, the B-2 has a few creature comforts, but it's hardly a luxury hotel. Behind the ejection seats, there's a small space about the size of a broom cupboard, where one crew member can stretch out on a fold-down cot for a nap. There's a tiny chemical toilet, no room for a proper loo, and a small oven for reheating meals. It's a cramped, functional space designed purely for endurance. Flying for that long means you need more fuel, a lot more. The B-2 is a thirsty machine, and it relies on aerial refueling to give it its truly global reach. High over an ocean, in complete radio silence to maintain stealth, the B-2 will rendezvous with a tanker aircraft like a KC-135 or KC-10. A boom operator on the tanker delicately guides a fuel probe into a receptacle on the top of the B-2's wing, just behind the cockpit. For several minutes, thousands of pounds of jet fuel are pumped into the bomber, all while flying in perfect formation miles above the Earth. It's a delicate, high-stakes ballet that allows the B-2 to take off from its home base in Missouri and reach any point on the globe without landing. Life on a long-duration mission is a grueling test of focus and stamina. The pilots work in shifts, with one flying the aircraft and managing the mission while the other tries to rest, eat, or handle communications. They have to be pilots, navigators, weapons systems officers, and even their own mechanics, constantly monitoring the complex systems of their billion-dollar charge. They train endlessly for these scenarios, using simulators to practice every possible contingency. It's an immense responsibility, flying one of the most sophisticated and expensive aircraft ever built, deep into hostile territory, for days on end. It's a job for a very small, very elite group of aviators. The whole point of being a ghost, of course, is to deliver a nasty surprise, and the B-2 can deliver one of the biggest surprises in the world. Tucked into its belly are 2 enormous weapons bays. These bays can carry up to 40,000 pounds or 20 tons of ordnance. That's a staggering amount of firepower. The arsenal is incredibly versatile. It can be loaded with conventional bombs, like hundreds of 500-pound Mk-82s, or it can carry massive 2,000-pound GPS-guided JDAMs. These smart bombs can be guided with pinpoint accuracy to their targets, even in terrible weather, from miles up in the air. The B-2 can also deploy cruise missiles, giving it the ability to strike targets from a safe distance. Crucially, the B-2 is also a nuclear-capable bomber, forming a key part of America's nuclear triad alongside submarines and intercontinental ballistic missiles. It is designed to carry the most powerful weapons in the nation's inventory, and its stealth capability means it is tasked with penetrating the most heavily defended enemy airspace to do so. This dual capability makes it an incredibly powerful tool of strategic deterrence. The simple fact that a B-2 could be anywhere, at any time, is a powerful message in itself. It doesn't even have to drop a bomb to have an effect. One of the most famous examples of the B-2 in action was during Operation Allied Force over Serbia in 1999. B-2s flew non-stop from their base in Missouri, were refueled multiple times over the Atlantic, dropped their payloads of smart bombs on heavily defended Serbian targets, and then flew all the way back home without ever landing on European soil. These were 30-hour missions. During that conflict, the handful of B-2s involved flew less than 1% of the total combat sorties, yet they were responsible for destroying over 33% of the key Serbian targets. They did all of this without a single B-2 being detected. This is what makes the B-2 so special. It's not just a bomber, it's a key that can unlock any door. In the opening hours of a conflict, the B-2 is the only aircraft that can take out critical targets. It paves the way for other, less stealthy aircraft to operate more safely. It's the tip of the spear, the first one in and the first one out, all while remaining a whisper in the wind. Its ability to combine range, payload, and stealth is unmatched. When you talk about bombers, it's easy to picture the mighty B-52 Stratofortress. That old warrior has been flying since the 1950s and is a masterpiece of brute force. It can carry an enormous 70,000-pound payload and bristles with engines and weapons, but it's about as stealthy as a rock concert. The B-52 relies on flying either very high or very low, and using electronic countermeasures and escort fighters to survive. The B-2, on the other hand, relies on not being seen at all. It's the difference between kicking the door down with a battering ram versus picking the lock in the dead of night. Both get the job done, but their methods are worlds apart. What about a modern fighter like the F-35 Lightning II? The F-35 is also a stealth aircraft packed with sensors and incredible technology, but it's a completely different animal. The F-35 is a multi-role fighter, a jack-of-all-trades designed for air-to-air combat and smaller tactical bombing runs. It's agile and fast. The B-2 is a strategic bomber. It's not designed to get into a dogfight. Its greatest defense is that the enemy never knows it's there. The F-35 carries a few thousand pounds of bombs internally, while the B-2 carries 20 tons. The F-35 is a scalpel for tactical strikes. The B-2 is a sledgehammer for strategic ones. Then there's the question of cost, and this is where the B-2 story gets truly eye-watering. The original plan was to build 132 of these amazing machines. But with the end of the Cold War, the perceived threat changed and the budget was slashed. In the end, only 21 were ever built, including the prototype. With all the research, development, and production costs rolled in, each B-2 Spirit cost an estimated $2.1 billion. Yes, billion with a B. That makes it, pound for pound, the most expensive aircraft ever created. Its operating cost is equally staggering, at around $135,000 per flight hour. This incredible expense is why so few exist. This rarity makes each B-2 an almost priceless national asset. There are only 20 in the active fleet today, after one was tragically lost in a crash in 2008. Thankfully, both pilots ejected safely. They are housed in special climate-controlled hangars to protect their delicate, radar-absorbent skin. Every flight is a major undertaking, and every mission is of the highest strategic importance. Unlike the thousands of F-16S or hundreds of B-52S, the B-2 fleet is a small, precious resource, reserved for only the most critical and dangerous tasks that no other aircraft can perform. It's the definition of a silver bullet. The B-2 Spirit is so much more than just an airplane. It is a flying monument to the limits of human ingenuity. It's a symbol of a time when engineers were asked to achieve the impossible, to bend the laws of physics and aerodynamics to their will. It pushed materials science, computer processing, and aeronautical design into entirely new realms. The technologies pioneered for the B-2, from its composite materials to its advanced flight controls and stealth coatings, have trickled down and influenced the design of countless other modern aircraft, including the F-22 Raptor and the F-35. It was the moonshot of military aviation, and its legacy is still shaping the skies today. Even as it ages, the B-2 remains at the absolute pinnacle of aviation technology. It continues to receive upgrades to its avionics, sensors, and communication systems to keep it ahead of emerging threats. For over 3 decades, it has served as America's ultimate insurance policy, a silent guardian capable of holding any target on the planet at risk. Its very presence on the world stage is a powerful deterrent, a quiet reminder of a capability that no other nation can match. It forces potential adversaries to spend vast sums of money trying to develop ways to counter it, a strategic victory in itself. The B-2 doesn't just win battles, it can help prevent wars from starting in the first place. But time marches on, and even legends must eventually pass the torch. The future is already taking shape in the form of the B-2's successor, the B-21 Raider. This new stealth bomber, which looks like a slightly smaller, even more advanced version of the B-2, is designed to incorporate the lessons learned from decades of operating the Spirit. It's being built with newer, more sustainable stealth technology and is designed to be less expensive to produce and operate, allowing the Air Force to build a much larger fleet. The B-21 is the direct descendant, the next generation of a Ghost, ready to take over the mission of long-range, penetrating strike. So, as we look at the B-2 Spirit, we see a machine that is both a relic of the Cold War and a beacon of 21st century power. It is an audacious, brilliant, and slightly mad piece of engineering that still has the power to drop jaws and dominate the skies. It redefined what was possible in aviation, creating a new paradigm of stealth and reach. The B-2 is a testament to the idea that sometimes the most powerful presence is the one you can't see at all. It will forever be remembered as the aircraft that taught the world how to make a 200-ton giant disappear into thin air, a true ghost in the machine and a legend of the sky.